And there was this general panic. So that was a different one altogether. And I think if I remember, there could have been an interview somewhere with Benny Warner. He didn't say where he was. But there was this fear. Fear that it was possible there would be a reversal. And that Humphrey Boyne would have engineered this whole thing, and they just panic. So there are two different coups we're talking about.
Thank you very much. Liberia is a land of mass illiteracy, and progressive efforts would suggest that it has to be reversed if our development has to be sustainable and guaranteed. There was a policy of mass literacy, and Liberians were sent to other Ethiopia for training in adult literacy, and I think the government had its own brand of what was happening. Can you elaborate on what went wrong?
Certainly, I was Minister of Education. We had visited Ethiopia, and obviously we're very impressed with the literacy program. That year, Ethiopia had won UNESCO Prize for Literacy. And so we decided that it would be possible. It would be possible to use the facilities in Ethiopia. But in the same vein, we calculated that the military regime was becoming very oppressive, and that we would be victims very soon. We were following the calculations. There were people who had been released from prison from the old Tui party, who had found the tribesmen in the TRC, and they were saying to them, "You are doing very well." The problem is these so-called progressives in the government. If you have the opportunity to read a letter written by John Ramsey, where he outlined the strategy for holding power, how to eliminate certain people. That letter was written by Ramsey, I found out. So obviously, we had to go to Ethiopia to learn. But all of the process, and I say it here, I had a very good friend in Ethiopia who was the Minister of Education. I said to him, we are sending about 75 people for literacy. Our lives are in danger as militants. I feel very soon, the military is going to turn against us in a very decisive way. Because from all indications, we are not reading from the same sheet. These people have their own agenda. They have advisors who are different. And I said to my friend in Ethiopia, is it possible to select 12 of our militants while they are doing literacy? Give them some basic training to come back and serve as our bodyguards. And this was done by the Ethiopians. And these brothers came back. They were good bodyguards, good young militants. But after we left the country, the decision was taken that our militants pull out, that they would be killed. And it was a very interesting story. And Sylvester Moses came to me and said to me, your life is in danger. I want you to give me the stations where you send all these people, because there are rumors are circulating that they are trained. And I gave him the list of where we send our people for literacy training to educate persons the sector of farmers and market women. He took this list to Doe, and when Doe called me, he said, these are the people you send around the country. I have to know. I said, they are literacy teachers. We had no guns, but our people, a dozen of them, had done some brush-up in military affairs, and we were convinced that if the military should come after us when we least expect, we knew where they had guns. We were not going to go down with all fighting. We knew they would kill us, they would overpower us, but we wanted to give ourselves the possibility of defending ourselves. I think that's what all rational people will do. So this became a cry. Guerrillas were sent. Fahnbulleh trained guerrillas. Fahnbulleh never told you that he wants to be cut off by people, that he cannot defend himself. If the Ethiopians were willing, I would have trained more people to serve as militants who were in a situation of guns. And everybody was telling the military people, you're doing very well, with the exception of these socialists and communists you have around. And so yes, we took the gamble. And it's possible, it's just possible, it is just possible that because of the impression that we had trained men, and that's why we're sitting here today. Because I remember on certain occasions I heard rumors among the TRC. They said, these boys Fahnbulleh send, they are guerrillas, one of them can take 50 soldiers. So that was good for us. That was good, and I think that kept us alive. That kept us alive. So if you like, it was a little bit of psychology. Not many were trained. 12. If I have the opportunity, all Liberian able-bodied men, like the militias did in the past, who do basic training. You have to de-psychologize yourself of the guns, because you have to defend your country. If there's an invasion tomorrow, you cannot go hiding in your bedrooms while your wives and daughters are raped. You have to defend it. The people of Israel have a citizen army. The people of Libya, the people of Cuba. You are citizens. You not trained, groom men. You tremble before somebody with a gun.
In 1985, the general came and filled. It would appear that